All right, guys, a ton of things have happened over the past week, and we're going to dive right in. First thing we're going to talk about is that Nightfall event that everybody is, I think still really enjoying, because every time I log in there, it starts at every top of the hour. So I get there and there's a ton of people there, and things are really cool because you got to look out for all those extra rewards that we have going on right now. You get your boxes, you get your daily purple bags. So you can get so much gear for your alts that it is just ridiculous. My Warbound bank is just full. My bag is quickly filling up. So I've just told myself I just have to start getting my alts, and I'm going to have to start mailing it to them because, I got a handful of level 70s or 80s. I mean, I have one level 70 I'm working on right now. But definitely get out there, get the gear. You get transmog pieces. You get the champion veteran gear, whatever you have out there. A nice base point for your next alts. Next, coolest part about the Nightfall event, my silent prayers have been answered by Blizzard, and I want to thank them personally from right here in my heart. They increased the reputation that you get for Flames Radiance by 100%, apparently. I knew it was a lot extra, but I never really was paying attention to the numbers that would come down in the chat box. But definitely 100% gains on just the reputation. So at restart today, I will get level Renown 5, get my Sentry title, and move on to my next levels of pets. I'm waiting to get that mailbox links, the mounts that are in there. I would just pay attention to those mounts you got going on around, because if you've been collecting this whole time, you should have the purple full set and the white set for the new Nightfall campaign. So they have links that correspond with them. So make sure you're out there getting those. The Dark Moon Fair is up, so make sure you get in there. I personally have to take a travel in there and get these special transmogs I wanted. It's like, I want to say they're gentleman's attire. I think it's pair of pants and a pair of boots that I'm looking for, but make sure you get in there for the experience. I believe that's the carousel, and possibly a reputation increase that's in there. But Dark Moon Fair, everybody looks forward to it. Make sure you get your tickets and go play some games. If you are like me and you love Mythic Plus, about the only thing you do in World of Warcraft, well, you know that the MDI is up and running. The first weekend has just passed for Group A. It's all of the month of May. You get Group A, B, and C, and you get the finals, and they have new rules to it this time around. Definitely a lot of things that we can kind of sink our teeth into. The only downside to the MDI are the people that watch it, and take all those strategies that these teams have practiced for hours and days on end and try to incorporate that to a pug group. Now, question for everybody that you can put in the comments below: does that work for anyone? An uncoordinated, untalking, unresponsive group, that's just not going to work. So then when they take those strategies and do that, and the tank tries it and then dies, and then everybody leaves. So what's the point? The MDI is for watching, unless you have a guild group or a friend group that's out there and like, guys, let's get out there and practice this route. But other than that, leave it to the professionals, which, they know what they're doing. They have the day to practice, and they know what's going on, guys. But I love the MDI. Just a quick little thing about the traders post. Man, that is just plain sexy this time around. You have the blue and the red, we're going to say, I don't know, Death Knight, stag looking staves, swords, two-handed. It's beautiful. You got the hedgehog mount, which is one of the first things I bought, because I knew in my soul that I needed that hedgehog. So I rock him when I'm in Mythic Plus in the dungeons that allow you to mount. I am always mounted on my hedgehog currently. And my transmog that I did build around the May trading post it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, guys. You get a turtle back piece, you get your katana, your sais, your nunchucks. Make sure you get those. I think they're wild, and you can get 4 new colors of Vigilante's mask, so you can make them corresponding. I'm thinking that later down the road, Traders Post will incorporate different colored handles for all the nunchucks and the swords, because right now they're all red. We could do a purple, a blue, and an orange. Just saying, not where I picked those colors from, but I just picked them randomly out of a hat. But if you definitely want to spend some Traders Tendies this time, the May Traders Post is out there in full force, and it is amazing. I did do a little bit of reading that in 11.1.7, BFA Timewalking is on the horizon, so rejoice, BFA lovers, if you were like me, which that is the best expansion that you've ever played. It introduced the Kultiran, the pirate themed, the ships, the Borealis, the most beautiful town. But anywho, now we can time walk back into those dungeons that they haven't quite brought back into Mythic Plus yet, which they will, because every BFA dungeon that's been there, I've looked forward to, with Freehold being the top best one. So right now we have Motherlode going on right now in season 2 of The War Within, and I love being there. You know, they tweak them a bit to update them from the past, but anyway, Timewalking BFA, get ready for it, guys, it's coming. And I did a little more reading about the puzzling cartel chip, which is a point of contention for the player base, Blizzard employees, all these kind of things, because we want them. We didn't want them, we want them, whatever. We just want that free handout gear, and I'm ready for it. But they did tweak them a little bit. So to get the hero pieces that you get to pick, you get your quest. There's no prereqs for the hero gear, track gear that's in by the vendor. But if you want to get that mythic track piece that you're really hunting for, make sure that you are getting all your mythic dungeons, mythic plus dungeons done at plus 12, which I'm working on. I think I have 3 left to get at least at a 12, and then chip away at 13 for the 3k IO. Slow road for a survival hunter, guys. It's pretty wild out there. But the other thing is, if you want your mythic track raid gear, you got to kill the corresponding bosses that are there, and that'll populate the vendor with the gear that you can buy at that mythic track. So if you're really gunning after a certain piece of raid gear, make sure you're out there beating on mythic difficulty. But it looks like May 13th, during the Turbo Boost event, is when these Puzzling Cartel chip and vendors will come out. So be on the lookout for that, guys. So something, be excited. Stepping into the PTR at 11.1.7, we're going to get lore walking quest lines that kind of go after Xalatath, the Ethereals, and Arthas. Shocker, guys. Everything has to incorporate Arthas. If you're not playing World of Warcraft, then you don't love Arthas. Goes hand in hand. They just mush together like that. But anyway, reading a little bit of the quest lines, did not watch the spoiler on the Wowhead because I don't want to ruin any bit of the story for myself. And they also data mined possibly a Kale Falas one. Means we're going there, guys. You know that this is all building up to a bigger thing with Midnight expansion and The Last Titan on the horizon in the next couple of years. But starting right now, building up that intensity, building up where we're going, and kind of maybe digging more into the Arathi from Hollowfall and where their homeland might be. Some new toys with those quest lines. Some new toys have been, looks like you can be turned to Arthas and the Ethereal. So definitely really cool. So we'll figure out a way to get those. We'll all get them once we do the quest line, I'm assuming. Turbulent Timeways is on the horizon, running from potentially June 17th to August 5th. And you know how I love the Turbulent Timeways. Definitely always fun to do. Time walking every day, all day for weeks. And that'll be where the BFA comes in. Can't wait. If you've been digging around a little bit, you'll see the recolors of Tier 2 are out there and about for potential future rewards. And as I was scrolling down the Wowhead article of them, they look pretty good. I think Tier 2 was speaking from a hunter point of view, with that purple and gold, is a little bit gaudy for me. The new one is a little bit muted. But definitely see, we all love those sets. They're near and dear to our heart. And now we're just getting cool recolors that we can build brand new transmogs with. A fun little new spell that I believe has been found. It's called Recuperate, which your character builds a fire, rests a little bit, eats some food, so you can regain some health outside of combat. Not necessarily having to eat food, but you're just sitting there, kind of more RPE, which I can't wait to do. Go in the middle of the woods in the Elwyn Forest, build me a fire and just rest and relax as my hunter, out there tracking some beasts and all. And if you feel that wind coming, I've caught something. It's called a single button assistant. Yes, that's exactly what it sounds like. I'm assuming. I will be doing more reading about it and a potential video, because it sounds like it's going to be a little bit, user friendly for if you're looking to learn a class or you're new to Warcraft. It looks like it's going to tell you basically what button to hit next in line. Got to do a little reading. Wowhead had released an article, or Blizzard released an article that's pretty lengthy on what it's expected to do. Kind of goes in correspondence with their the new setup with the cooldown manager and all that kind of stuff that we got to play around with currently. And it's time for a quick fire raid reduction if you're on Mythic, Heroic, or Normal, wherever you happen to be. So on Mythic difficulty, Styx Bunk Junker's health reduced by 5%, and Scrapmaster's health was reduced by 10%. Not too bad. So if you're stuck on either one of them, they're helping you out a little bit. All around, Sprocket Monger Lockenstock, the Polarized Castroblast is reduced by 60%. Oof, that's a lot. 60%? So if you were having trouble there, if it was wiping, doing whatever it needed to do to you, I know that he's a bit murky. He's got a lot going on there, but 60% reduction in that is a big thing. Now, if you were stuck before Muggsy, you got that one-arm bandit, which drops the best in slots and all those kind of gear that we need, the roulette ring, cool things that we want out there. They did really reduce him a bit. So with the Real Assistant, health reduced by 10% on all difficulties. The Coin Bomb health bonus were reduced by 25% on all difficulties. Scattered payout damage reduced by 10% on all difficulties. And these last two guys are going to be for Heroic and Mythic. So Traveling Flames damage reduced by 19% on Mythic and 7% on Heroic. And Crushed damage reduced by 47% on Mythic and 20 on Heroic. So Blizzard's out there doing some work for you guys if you're stuck anywhere on that. Like I said last time, I gave up on the raid. Part of me thinks about every week coming back to it, and I just can't bring myself because my guild isn't really progressing. They're regressing, so it's hard to come back every week to see that, as you got it down to 40% one week and then you can't get under 60 the following week. But I hope those raid changes are out there helping you guys get through the raid. And this was a week with really no Mythic Plus changes. There were some class updates, but go ahead and check out the Wowhead articles for that. I know a handful, not Survival Hunter, not Hunter, period. All those things. But no Mythic Plus this week, guys. But thanks for sticking around. I'll catch you on my next video and see you next time.